Let's try that again. I don't know what happened. Miss Barbara, we're sharing the mouse. Go ahead. Just keep it over there. All right.
Hello. Hello. Hey, Mel and Nettie. There's quite a few of you in here, and I just sat down. So.
Now that we got that worked out. Thrifty Angela is here. Papa Drew's RV is here. Timmy Ray the King is here. As she said, Mel, Nettie, Living Free, Zip Codeless is here as well.
Idle Cruises. That's Sandy and Phil.
Sandy and Phil. Mm-hmm. Also, Brazen Brits is here.
My goodness.
They're not here to see us. They're here to see the Wags.
Well, I hope the Wags can make it.
It's good to see y'all.
It
Proud
is
you
good
can
to
make
see
it.
You.
Heard a lot about you in Tampa from Foreverland RV. Spent some time with you.
Yes, they did.
And had a good time. We didn't get a chance to catch up with you, but I know you were busy. Again, proud that y'all are here. And let's see, Over the Hill RV is here.
Okay.
That's John.
We've got Living the Silver Life.
Living the Silver Life is here. Hello, guys. Hello. Proud to see y'all. We are live from Key West, as it says right there.
As it says right there, because mine's a little low.
A little low. Here it is. Yeah, we've been here 1 week today.
Yep.
And we've been doing the touristy thing.
We have, and taken our time doing it. We haven't really rushed around anything, which is good.
We got 2 more weeks.
Recuperating, yes.
We are still recuperating. I have felt blah.
Yeah, we've had the drainage going on.
Well,
I know.
The doorbell is going off.
Well, we're getting new neighbors.
New neighbors next door.
And so
New Horizons, Susan is here. Proud that y'all are here. We hope to have a special guest today, Dustin, Leslie.
So
are they here?
Yep, if their internet holds up. So.
Okay, Wayward Waggs is here. So what we're going to do is here in just a couple of minutes, I'm going to shoot them a link, and we're going to bring them on because one of the things we are about that close.
Cody, you're setting off pups on the other side of the screen.
We are like that close to pulling the trigger on 1,000 Trails.
We are very close.
I think we just need somebody to either back us off from the ledge or go ahead and kick us off, one or the other. But
well,
we are full time.
Every time I look at the price tag, I keep thinking, well, we could get solar for this.
No, we can get solar anyway. Sooner or later.
It's hard for me to pull the trigger.
I know it's tough, but the Wayward Waggs did a video here a couple of months ago.
Mel and Nettie, of course, I know that they are
right.
1,000 Trails, and the one thing that I keep getting back to is people say, find someone who has 1,000 Trails and ask them the one thing they love the best about it and the one thing they hate about it, and then that will help you get off of your.
Really? Okay. Why don't we do that? Why don't we do that in the chat? If you are a 1,000 Trails member or have been in the chat, go ahead and tell us what your favorite thing is about 1,000 Trails and what your disappointment is with 1,000 Trails. Because there's
John
probably
Head and Ginger is here.
Hello, that is Scott and
Allison.
Allison, proud that y'all are here. Really appreciate it. I think they're 1,000 Trail members.
Susan says, "Stay away from Southern Palms mud hole sites." Yeah, poor Susan.
If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. I think that was 1,000 Trails as well.
That's what they said.
They put them into a mud hole. I mean, literally bogged them down. So that's a great video. But anyway, Scott and Allison, proud that y'all are here. Brazen Brits, proud you're here. Dustin, Leslie, and Scout, proud that you are here. And again, we're going to go ahead and throw a link here in just a couple of minutes, and we'll see how well it holds up with our special guest, the Wayward Waggs. She always waits till we go live before she starts groaning about going outside. And she just came in.
Yeah, we just came in.
We just came in. But anyway, look, before we go any further, I want to thank all y'all for being here. There's 20 folks in the room. We really appreciate y'all spending your Sunday afternoon with us. Before we go any further, if you know downsizing makes sense.
Larry and Alice.
Larry's not doing well.
Just keep them in your prayers.
Keep them in your prayers. Keep Larry in your prayers.
If you don't know them, go find it's Downsizing Makes Sense, and they have some excellent videos out there. And Larry is just, I mean, he's got videos he's been doing videos for a long time. But
they do great videos, and they're great friends to the community, always there to support everybody else. And right now might be a time that you could support them with some prayer at the very least.
Yeah, we're just asking for prayer. We're not asking for...
Send them good thoughts now, because Larry, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what Alice made public.
Yes.
She said that he's been in the hospital over a week. It's not COVID.
No.
But they are looking at Lyme disease.
Yes, and other things.
And many other things are testing him for, and it's starting to affect his brain.
Yes.
It's scary to hear, and we're all praying for him. I know you will too. So keep Larry and Alice in your prayers, because that's a tough time.
Yeah.
RV Keto with Ginger is here. The Aloha Conch is here. Proud that y'all are here. What's Ginger say? Ginger here too from Jarhead and Ginger's Journey.
She's been getting...
She started her own channel.
Yeah, with about keto, and I probably need to pay more attention to it because I'm curious, but see, again, I never am very faithful to any kind of a diet. So, but yes, keep praying for them and send their love, and know, go. Downsizing Makes Sense has a Facebook page.
Downsizing Makes Sense, CENTS, sense.
And you can go ahead and just go there and just, send your prayers and let them know that you care, because it's pretty scary. And I know that, Alice did not want to make any of it public, but Larry has, he's put a lot of hard work into his YouTube channel and stuff like that. And he would hate to be kicked off or shuffled down to the bottom by YouTube. So yes, very much. They're lovely people. So just pray for them. And like I said, go ahead. And if you get the chance, either Facebook or YouTube. And the one thing we love about Thousand Trails, and as soon as, there we go, is it helps with the budget during the year, knowing that you can get full hookups for a few weeks. We've been members for 20 years. That's why it helps with the budget.
Imagine.
Excellent.
Who is that?
That's Living the Silver Life. The one thing we don't like is their upkeep's not always up to par. Lots of potholes and things get run down. I've heard that too.
Yeah.
So
JW's out for a walk. Timmy Ray says, thank you for the prayers. He had COVID this past week. Also, I just talked to them both at Industry Day at the Tampa show.
Yeah. That's...
I dropped a link in there, and I see that Dustin and Leslie are here, but I don't see Scout yet, so I'll have to wait.
Listen to you.
Let's go ahead and welcome our guest today. This is Dustin and Leslie. You know them, you love them. They're here, there, and everywhere. It's the Wayward Waggs.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Pop it down. There we go.
Yeah, good to see you guys.
We miss you.
I'm going to have to put on the headphones
So
and
you
let you
can
know
hear
what
them?
they're saying. Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Hey.
No, I won't hear a thing. So you don't talk about me.
Okay.
Unless it's good things.
Always.
Of course.
I can read lips a little.
Yeah.
We're jealous of your weather right now because we're in
All
Texas
right.
and it's pretty cold for the past few days. Actually freezing.
I
Are you having difficulties?
Yeah, go ahead. Keep talking.
Okay, well, he's having difficulties. So we're definitely getting 1,000 Trails package so that we can go park to park. One of the packages we're looking at, and I think if we bite the bullet, the thing we're going to do is buy a big package because I like the flexibility of a big package. I just don't like the dollar. And I also am looking at going through, I guess, I don't know, a broker. Anyway, somebody where we can get the used or a previously owned package.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Papa Drew let that slip by, Papa Drew. I'm really surprised that when she said she liked a big package that Papa Drew didn't have a comment. Well, look, guys, it's great to have y'all today. Yeah. And first of all, let me just say, thank goodness Dustin had a medical scare. I'm not going to say anything about it, but they did do a video on some medication that really was scary.
Very scary,
I felt your pain. So make sure y'all go check out that video because it could save someone's life. Unfortunately, that young man in Texas, it wasn't in time for him, but we're proud that you caught it.
Yeah, we are too. I'm happy to be here. It could be a lot worse for sure.
Are you doing okay otherwise?
Yeah, almost fully recovered now. Just got to do a couple follow-ups with some docs, make sure my labs are staying
going
regular.
Back to normal.
But other than that, I think we're past the major scare. So it was definitely a scary time. And, medication messes you up. It takes a while to bounce back.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, our discussion today is going to center around 1,000 Trails, and y'all recently did one of the most inclusive videos about 1,000 Trails, the pluses and the minuses, the pros and the cons. And so we wanted to pick your brain today, and to get the conversation started, we ask everybody in the chat, what is the one thing you like the most about 1,000 Trails, and what is the one thing you like the least about 1,000 Trails? And let's start there with you. Your favorite thing about 1,000 Trails, and what it is that disappoints you about 1,000 Trails.
You want to go? Here we go.
I'm curious what you think is the good and the bad compared to mine.
Well, I think that my favorite part is, for us, we bought pre-owned, and we didn't exclusively stay in 1,000 Trails, but it still only took us a little over a year to break even on our initial investment. So just over a year usage, we broke even on our initial investment. And now every time we stay at 1,000 Trails, for us, it's free.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds great. So you were able to make obviously go to a lot of places and use that. That's kind of what I'm looking at. Also, I was wondering, how does that work? And then using your military veteran benefits, going to military bases, going to Corps of Engineer. Are you using those too?
Yeah, we absolutely are. We prioritize because we have 1,000 Trails and because it's now free for us. That's number one on the list when we start looking for places to stay.
Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
I don't know what that was all about. I'm sitting here going crazy.
He's trying hard to get so we can hear you.
Okay, gotcha. Put these away.
All right, so we good?
Yep, we good.
Okay, so what I was saying was we prioritize. So we have 1,000 Trails first. If there's no 1,000 Trails where we happen to be, then we'll go to military, and then we'll start going to Corps of Engineers, state parks, and then start looking at privately owned campgrounds are the last on the priority list.
Well, we have the Encore package and the RPI package too, so those fall into play too.
Go ahead and explain to folks who don't know what RPI is.
Well, RPI is an add-on of 1,000 Trails, and it's 100. Well, right now it's about $125 for the year. Yeah. Now you can't stay at these parks for free; they're at a discounted rate. Because 1,000 Trails is mostly coastal, there's not a lot in the middle of the country. Well, RPI kind of fills those gaps. So you pay your $125 for the year, and then when you go to a campground, for example, the first time we stayed in an RPI, it was $10 a night.
Okay.
So we stayed at 2 RPI stops,
Made
and
our
we've
money
already
back.
paid ourselves
Paid for
back
the
for the
year.
$125
Yeah.
investment in that.
Absolutely. That's what we're hearing about Thousand Trails. Obviously, if you buy in and you use it, that's the key.
Yes.
If
Yes,
you
have
use
to
it,
use it.
then you look at your budget for the year, and you start realizing that you paid $15 to $20, per night
Yeah.
for staying, and round it out over the year. You obviously can't beat that.
Yeah.
Not even a Corps of Engineers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, for the people who are, it's a really great deal for the people who are full timers, and they are if on a really fixed budget.
Mhm.
If they stay exclusively at Thousand Trails, I mean, you're not going to see as much stuff because it'll only take you to certain places. It'll only
Yeah.
allow you to stay in certain areas of the country, but your stays are going to be free,
Great. Yeah.
and you're saving a ton of money.
Well, Ginger from Jarhead and Ginger says they have the RPI as well. Also, Mel and Nettie say they have
Yep.
it. Pretty good upgrade package.
It
According
is.
to Mel,
It
is.
really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, every one of the add-ons that Thousand Trails have come out with have made a pretty much good sense.
Yeah.
So you have the Encore, which is different from RPI. The Encore is, I think, a little over $300 for the year, and you can stay at those for free. That's an add-on to Thousand Trails. Also, you can stay at those for free, but they have more stricter rules. Like you only get 60 days out booking,
Yeah.
and you can only stay
2
2 weeks.
Yeah.
And you can't go from park to park. You can't go from an Encore to an Encore.
Yeah.
So it had a little bit stricter rules, but
It's still worth it.
for a little over $300,
Yeah.
I mean, we
Yeah.
stay at 2 parks,
Paid for.
paid for itself. So if I stay at more than 2 parks per year, I'm staying for free.
Well, I think I found my new home port, and that's here in Key West. But I can only
Yeah.
stay on the military base for so long. And there
Yeah.
is a Thousand Trails. So maybe if I can rotate between the two,
Yeah.
That'd be
I'll
nice.
spend half a year in Key West.
There you go.
Susan from New Horizon says right now we have the Southeast Zone and the Encore package. Now, you say you can't go from an Encore to an Encore, but can you go from an Encore to a regular Thousand Trails and then on to an Encore?
Yes, you can.
And a lot of
have
people
to
do
admit,
that.
The books are confusing.
The
Yeah,
rules are pretty confusing at first. I mean, once you get into the system and you start using it on a regular basis,
It's easy.
it's really easy
Yeah.
to get in and around. So the only one that's tricky is how long you can stay and where you can go from to and then back.
Yeah.
So really the only hard and fast rule that you really need to remember is you cannot go from an Encore to an Encore. You can do anything else.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
how far out do you guys plan your trips?
Well, we bought a pre-owned package.
Okay.
We went through Campground Membership Outlet.
Yep.
And we paid about half of the price as a new package that is equivalent to the package that we purchased. We paid $4,300 for our initial investment, and that allowed us to book up to 120 days out.
Yeah.
It allows us to stay up to 3 weeks at a time at 1,000 Trails, and it allows us to go park to park. And then once you buy that, there's no longer zones. You can stay anywhere in the United States that has 1,000 Trails. Now, when you buy pre-owned, however, you have to remember when you buy a pre-owned package, whatever rules are attached to that package
Yeah.
are your rules forever and ever. So if 1,000 Trails adds 10 parks 5 years from now, those parks aren't going to be included on yours because you bought a package that those parks
didn't
weren't in
exist.
there at the time.
You would have to upgrade
You'd
your
have
package.
to upgrade your package through 1,000 Trails to get those other parks added on. I don't think they do that very often,
I don't think they do either.
so I don't think it's a huge issue.
Okay.
But that is one of the downfalls of the pre-owned.
Yeah, it is a downfall.
Yeah.
Because not
I want
all
to say
the
hello
packages-
to the Art of Tiny Living. They're here. Also, Johnny's Journey is
There you
here.
go.
Thank you, Johnny, for dropping in, spending some time
Yeah.
with us. We're talking with Dustin and Leslie of the Wayward Wags, and we're talking Thousand Trails. A lot of folks tuned in because they thought we were talking TT. No, we're talking Thousand Trails. So moderators, keep your eye out for the weirdos who might show.
That's funny.
All
Yeah.
right. New Horizons, I really need to learn how to book with Thousand Trails better. Also, Thrifty Angela, be right back. My dogs are begging me to go out. I hear you. Living the Silver Life has the RPI package.
They don't.
They don't have the Yeah, it says we don't have the RPI package. And so let me
Days
ask.
Great Adventures here. Hello.
Days Great Adventure. Also the Brazen Brits. If you didn't say hello to them, go ahead and say hello. So Miss Barbara, exactly where are you right now? She's been doing all the homework.
Yeah.
On it. You know, I do the heavy lifting in the RV, and I've left things like navigation as far as Trip Wizard and things like that to her, and all the planning. She's read some books. We've spent some time at the recent RV show in Tampa talking to a lot of folks who had Thousand Trails. And of course, you're going to get the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Oh yeah.
As
we
you,
haven't talked about the bad yet, but
New Horizons recently posted a video where it put them in a mud hole. That was just one of those things. You know,
it wasn't Thousand Trails, but we got put in almost into a pond because when you lifted the lid for the to hook up the Blackwater tank, we drained the entire.
I drained the entire park down the
because it had rained so hard.
That's how deep we were. But that was in Savannah on the little Air Force, the Army Air Base there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we stayed there.
we stayed at
Lots
that
Island, Lots Island.
Yeah.
It was fun. That's our second stay, but it was monsoon. So Miss Barbara, where are you in?
Where's your hang up?
In my decision,
Mm-hmm.
the hardest part is, and I
the hardest part's for her to let go of the money. That's
The
hard.
money.
The hardest part is not really for me to let go of the money. Is the money? I understand that it's our money, but it's because of something that Ricky sold that we have the money, and then I'm sitting there going, well, if I spend all his money, I mean, I know it's our money, but because I guess I didn't actually earn it, I have a hard time spending it.
Dreaming Out Loud RVing is here. Proud to see y'all. Also, Living the Silver Life says they got put in a mud hole too. I mean, you can get that whether you're at a Corvette,
Anywhere,
wherever, it doesn't matter.
So are you guys leaning more toward a new membership or pre-owned?
Well, I think I'm leaning more towards the pre-owned, mainly but I understand that with the pre-owned, that whatever, like you said, their rules that they bought into that package now become your rules.
Yeah.
Two things I saw on that is some of the packages can only be sold so many times.
Correct.
It's like Dirty Santa. You can only pass them around so many times.
So,
That's right.
Exactly.
yeah, but it kind of scares me because if we get one and we can't sell it, what happens if something seriously happens to us? However, the money's already spent and we've already,
hopefully we would have gotten some
Exactly.
I like
some
knowing
value
that,
out of it.
yeah, I like knowing that you guys got your money or your value out of it within a year. That's encouraging because a lot of people it's like many years.
Yeah, and we didn't even stay exclusively in Thousand Trails. We just went where we were going to go, and if there happened to be 1,000 trails, then we'd stay. And we broke even doing that way. So if you're going to stay exclusively in Thousand Trails, you could break even in months.
Yeah, 4 months, 4 or 5 months.
Now, I know you're worried about the pre-sale. Now, if you buy a pre-owned membership, they'll go over all the rules with you and let you know if it's resellable later or if it's not. But like for ours is not resellable. We bought one that once we bought it, that was the last resale. Ours, we can't resell it. But if something happens and we have to come off the road tomorrow, we didn't lose any money.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Good.
Well, that's encouraging.
Yeah.
That's encouraging. And that's kind of what I wanted to know.
If you do get a pre-owned one that is resellable, you're going to pay a little bit more for that because it's resellable.
Ginger from Jarhead and Ginger says we upgraded from used to new, partly because our new one will freeze increases in
at the age of 65.
At the age of 65,
which I've exceeded. But
now, we purchased a pre-owned one with that clause in it.
Yeah, our package had that. So
our pre-owned one freezes at 65.
Just depends how old of a package you're buying.
Yeah.
Is there an issue with the age of the RV? Because our RVs
No.
are
I don't
2007.
believe so.
No,
Okay.
just types of RVs. Like you can't bring a schoolie in.
Schoolies,
You
yeah.
can't bring like a modified trailer in, something
Okay.
that's like normally like a motorcycle trailer. You convert into an RV. It has to be an RV.
Yeah.
Okay.
Melanetti says there are plenty of pre-owned memberships with different options and packages. You can pick pick the one you really want. I mean, there's
Yeah,
that
I
many.
would say, for me, if the only reason that I would purchase a new membership is if I needed to finance it.
Yeah.
And make payments. If I have the cash, I would buy pre-owned because you're going to get, there might be slight differences, but you're going to get something very similar to what you would require on a new membership,
Mm-hmm.
and for about half the price. If you can afford to pay the money up front, which we did. We paid for ours outright, so we wouldn't have to finance it or anything like that.
Yeah.
Living the Silver Life says their platinum package froze at the age of 62, and the Aloha Conch says he wishes he was in Key West.
Yeah.
He was born down here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Him and the baby.
Him and
I'll
the
tell
baby.
you that that Thousand Trails just came out with what they're calling the Adventure Pack. Now this package is super expensive.
God, is it ever.
It's more for like people that do a lot of different kinds of traveling other than RV. They RV parks and hotels and cabins
Cruises.
and cruises and stuff like that. Now that package is the only package that you can purchase that basically there's no rules. I mean, you can go park to park even through Encores.
Yeah.
And it lets you everything, but you're going to pay about $12,000 for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw some of those prices. Well, that's now Key West. I'll let you all know it's absolutely gorgeous. It's wonderful.
I imagine.
We're sitting here between the mid to high 70s,
Low 80s.
low 80s, and at night
Nowhere.
it's like 70 degrees. Got a great breeze off. I'm sorry.
We're on an island, so the breeze is
Sorry,
blowing.
I'm not sorry.
The breeze is blowing in, and the
And
only
we're
decision we have to make is whether we open the windows or turn on the AC.
and actually opening the windows is better. But we are boondocking.
Been
Oh, wow.
boondocking a week, so
And
we
it's-
learned a lot about boondocking in the past
I
week.
imagine.
Yeah, and the weather's been wonderful for it. So again, if you have the ability to come down here, do it. I mean, it's wonderful. And the the boondocking here, right, not even 500 feet from us is the
Dump
stations and the potable water.
fresh
and
water, yeah.
It's wonderful. And so
we've been here a week. We got here Sunday was a week ago, and today we made the one little loop around, dumped our tanks, brought on potable water, and got back in our spot here and popped the top.
It's well worth it, especially if you haven't really boondocked much, because you can learn your limits while you're here and still be safe.
We learned we can go a week without filling up the black tank or the gray water tank, and we were down to a quarter of a tank, and we just lost them. A quarter of a tank in the fresh water, and we run some on the generator a little bit because we don't have solar. But if the Wayward Waggs can, they can drop back in. The Art of Tiny Living. 70 is nice, 40 and 30 mile per hour winds here in the Amarillo, Texas area. We're stuck at Flying J due to the winds. I can
only imagine.
gosh.
It's scary.
And
I mean, that's
right
part
there
of the
in
life.
Texas is dealing with it right now.
Yep.
We plan to be in Florida next January. Can't
we may
wait.
be here too.
Miss Barbara,
I'm serious.
she's working on us
I'm
being
waiting to
here
come back.
for the duration. So again, want to thank our guests, the Wayward Waggs, Dustin and Leslie. If they don't make it back in, that's fine. I never did. We weren't able to find out what they, we asked, what's your favorite thing? And we got into a full discussion.
Yeah.
And what's your least favorite thing about Thousand Trails? So
do you need to give them a new link or stuff?
no, the old link still works.
Okay.
You can go ahead and show that.
Yeah.
Yep. But again, we are in Key West. It is 3:30 Eastern time. And we've been here a week, and we are going to be here for another 2 weeks.
Well, I will say one of the things that
Susan says she misses Florida so bad.
One of the things that makes me want to get 1,000 trails is that so many of our friends have 1,000 trails. And so, you know, with the proper planning and coordination, we might be able to be at spots together. And so that's really encouraging.
Mm-hmm.
So
there he is, the one, the only, the Aloha Conky's out doing his walk. He's really into walking. And son, how you doing?
I'm doing good. With the exception, I'm not south of the border yet.
You're not south of what? The Henry County border, Houston County border, Alabama
State
border?
line. Not
State
south
line.
of the state line. I'm not at the southernmost point.
you're not.
I wish I was.
You got plenty of time, son. You got plenty of time.
That's right.
I know, but
But don't let it get don't let it go on like we did and waste too much time before you get out there and do it.
yeah. It's having 3 jobs. One of
I
them
understand.
45 hours a week. Another one with pizza, because I'm now at Little Caesars,
Oh, good gracious.
and the radio station.
I hear you. Well, look,
Yeah.
enjoy your walk. Enjoy your walk. The Wayward Wags are back, so we're going to bring them up, and we'll talk to you later, JW.
All right, and I'll see y'all later.
All
Yeah.
right, the
Bye,
Aloha
y'all.
Com. That's JW right there, and the Wayward Wags have popped back in. Y'all doing okay?
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Great
internet's
things
a little
and interests.
spotty out here.
Meeting up and camping with friends at 1,000 Trails is one of their favorite things. So
Yeah,
Days
That's what I
Great
think.
Adventure, yes, says meeting up with friends and staying at 1,000 Trails. Meeting friends and staying anywhere.
well, that's true. But
it is nice.
being able to meet up someplace that you can plan with friends that are not necessarily military or whatever, that's another draw. And
Yeah.
that's something that I'm really looking forward to, because
Yeah,
as much as we like using some of our military benefits that we have, not all of our friends can do that. And
Yeah.
so
That's true.
yeah, it's
We-
nice. We have Days Great Adventure 2 spots over. We have Melanetti 3 spots over, and Living the Silver Life is right
Right
here.
behind us.
So we're all
Oh, I didn't know that. Good gracious.
Yeah.
Y'all just got the neighborhood wrapped up over
we
there.
got it going on.
good.
We're in a little
And that's-
cluster.
And that's 1,000 Trails?
Yes.
We have met the greatest people in Thousand Trail Parks.
Yeah,
So if anything, no matter how bad our Thousand Trail experience is, that has always been great. We've met the greatest people.
yeah.
That's good.
Now we
Well-
don't want to make 1,000 Trails sound all glamorous
Because
because
it's not.
there's some bad stuff too. So,
Well, let's get to that. We're at that
So-
point.
One of
The
my
question-
favorite is
The question in the beginning was, what was your favorite thing about 1,000 Trails and what's your least favorite thing? And we're probably there now. So let's talk about those cons.
What's
yeah.
yours?
My least favorite is consistency. So from park to park, it's always different. You have to look at their map and figure out what they have. Do they have all back ends? Do they have any pull throughs? Are they 30 amp, 50 amp? Because they're not all full hookups.
Yeah.
Some don't have sewer. So it just kind of depends. And so when you go to book your reservation on 1,000 Trails, it guarantees you a
A spot.
spot.
Yeah.
It doesn't guarantee you what kind of hookups you're going to have or how big of a spot's going to be available when you get there. And when you check into 1,000 Trails, you check in and it's first come, first serve. All you're guaranteed is a spot. They won't overbook the amount of spots that they have. So guaranteed when you roll into the gate, there's going to be a spot somewhere.
Yeah.
But it might be the only spot and you might not have a choice. And it might only be 30 amp or it might not have sewer.
Yeah.
So
It-
that's
that's
kind of
your
a
gamble.
crapshoot with 1,000 Trails.
Yeah.
Well, Dreaming Out Loud, Dreaming Out Loud RVing says Leslie and Dustin, we missed you in Tampa. Days Great Adventure says agree 100% with Leslie. And there are so many 1,000 Trails and Encore campgrounds in Florida. That's Susan.
Yeah.
And Living the Silver Life and 50 amps are usually $3 extra a day for those.
Depending on the park.
Depending on the park. Some
Yeah.
don't upcharge, but some do.
Okay.
Well, that's nice to know because if
What
we
what
need to,
are some of the upcharges that you can expect? Do they?
Well, there's not a lot of upcharges.
No,
They
there
will
really isn't.
they will upcharge you for some parks will upcharge you for 50 amp, not all parks. And then if you get to a park where there's terrible internet, some of the parks have their own Wi-Fi that you can purchase by the night or by the week
Yeah.
to help you stay connected. But that's not every park either.
Not every part, but most of them are. At least
But
we've
other
been
than
there.
that, not a lot of upcharges.
No, there really isn't.
There are some parks now that are adding on. I think there's one, Colorado River, Thousand Trails has added a whole big section of big, nice pull through spaces.
Yeah, I've heard they're beautiful.
And because they added on to that, it's not in anybody's package yet. So you can still stay at that park, or you can select one of those new spots, and they'll charge you $10 a night to stay there. Spot
Okay.
you can choose.
well, I think that we'll get up with a.
Oh, we're not done yet. We didn't hear from Leslie. What's her least favorite thing about Thousand Trails? Not asking you to badmouth them, just heads up.
Broken up. You broke up.
You broke up just for that part.
Okay,
What
no,
did
I
you say?
said Leslie's turn. What's your least favorite thing?
Okay. I don't know if it's so much a downfall as it's just a nuisance to me, but it seems like almost every Thousand Trails we've been in, they don't trim their spots, the trees in those spots to what I think should be the standard, because some of those spots are perfect if you are a travel trailer and you're not very tall. You'll fit right in under those trees. But for most of us with Class A's and the fifth wheels, we need it to be a higher
Clearance.
is to where if we can't fully pull in, he will get up on the roof and I will drive us through, and he will cut tree limbs as we go through, just so they don't hit the air conditioner or potentially, scratch the roof and tear
Don't you
it.
hate that? Don't you hate that when you roof drag something? I hate that. Gosh.
Yeah.
I just wish
Especially
they
when
would
you're doing
maintain
55 down
those
a country
spots
road and you roof drag something.
Yeah. I mean, there is definitely some maintenance issues with Thousand Trails. Some of the Thousand Trails need to upgrade their power, their water,
fix their roads.
their roads are bad in a lot of places. You got to go really slow in and out. So Thousand Trails isn't just a wonderful dream all the time.
No, it's not a KOA experience,
But our mentality is
it's
where it's free.
Like you can suck some things up because it's free.
Yeah, like right now, for example, we have our fifth wheel, which is a 50 amp RV. We're currently dog boned and plugged into a 30 amp.
Yeah.
So when it gets super cold, we have to figure out, like when we go to fire up the air fryer, we got to kick off the fireplace. We gotta do the dance, when we're on 30 amp, but it's free.
It's free.
And why would I expect no less out of Mel? We have a pole saw. Yep, some trimming is involved at times. That man's got
I want to come
everything.
and see his pole saw because I heard he has a fabulous pole saw. You plug it in and everything. Oh, that sounded bad.
Is that the new slang the kids are using these days?
No
No,
innuendo
you have a
there.
great pole saw.
No, Mel.
It's like I heard it after I said it.
Now I want to see his pole saw. Next time I see you, Mel.
Well, I have to say that is one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to go Thousand Trails, is because I want to get back to camping where we can meet up with you guys again.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Another perk really is like there's been months where our daughter has needed our financial help and has sucked a lot of, what we've squirreled away, we've had to give to her. And it's nice to know that to recoup that back quickly, we just need to stay in Thousand Trails for, a month or two, and we can recoup that money really quick.
Yeah, and for us, we if the money's in the main account, we'll spend it because it's part of our living expenses. But what I do is now that we have broken even on our initial investment through Thousand Trails, I have a separate account, and every time we stay at 1,000 Trails for a week, I will put what we normally pay at a place about $225 that week. I'll take that and put it in a separate account, and I'll squirrel that money away. Every week we stay at 1,000 Trails, I pretend like we're still paying for campgrounds. I'm just putting it in a different account. And then by the time we stay in 1,000 Trails for 6, 8, 10 weeks, we have a couple $1,000s over there just sitting for whatever we need it for.
So if we have an emergency, we put tires on the truck before with the money.
Yeah.
You know, it's there.
I'm sorry, I was distracted there. I had big, looks like about a 40-foot Class A with a tag axle just went by with his awning out, and I wanted to make sure he went. I wanted to make sure he wasn't going to clip the front of the RV.
Dang.
We see all sorts of things here.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a new rig. You know, there's alarms in there that says the
yeah.
awning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
And,
I'm sure he's probably just going down to get fresh water, and
probably just didn't
there's
even think
nothing
about it.
around here that he could run into. But
We,
it's
we
still
had a
scary.
couple here. We had a couple here that left just the other day. They got stuck here an extra week because
Apparently, Tiffin's having some death problems. Some of the newer
Oh.
models.
yeah, and he's got a newer model. Well, it had 10,000 miles on it when he got it, but nice guy. And I had to go over and ask because the repair guy had been there half a day.
Yeah.
So I went over and asked, and they said they were waiting on parts. But the trigger for me was when he said, we got 4 TVs here and we haven't figured out how to work any of them. Then I realized that this poor guy shouldn't have been RVing unless he practiced.
They bought an RV to do all 4 corners of the U.S. and they left California. They came here to Key West. They're going from here up to New England, and they're going to go across to Washington. And he already backed it into something in his mother's yard. He crushed one of the basement compartments on the rear end, and then of course had the death problem on top of that. But we lost him again. It did say Dan the Vintage RVer says we went blue. I hope you can still see us. Dan the Vintage RVer BU.
We went blue after.
Yep, pre-def here. We've got pre-def too on the advice of somebody that we take their advice seriously.
Yes, we do.
And I won't mention any names, but his initials are MEL. And he said go pre-def, and we found us a 2007 that we seriously love. And it's about time now, Diana.
Yep.
We see you. Well, proud to be back. Now, we had great internet. We had 30 or 40 download. We had about 15 upload, and it just comes and goes out here in the park. Happy Place Camping is here.
Mm-hmm.
Proud to see Felix and Jesse. James Cantonese is digging out of snow. If you've not seen his video, him and Cindy, they had deep powder on everything. And I'm feeling for you guys who are dealing with the storm from Texas all the way up through New England. Treacherous highways. Some of you guys are parked at rest areas and Flying J's and pilots to get off the road because of the serious winds out there today. Don't mean to rub it in, but we don't really have a wind problem here at the present time. Well, I tell you what, I want to thank you too. Can y'all hear us?
How to get 1,000 Trails?
What do you say?
I don't know.
Okay, can you hear us?
Buddy, in some of the 1,000 Trails.
I think we're going to go with 1,000 Trails.
Yeah.
It's
We're going to
really
pull
what
the
you-
trigger here in the next couple of weeks, and we're going to probably go through a broker. So we'll be contacting you guys off the live stream later. I know you got some recommendations in that area, but we'll probably do that here in the next week or so.
I think so. Before the money goes somewhere else.
Yeah, before I spend
Yeah.
before I spend it on solar, because here in the doing the boondocking thing, I realize how important solar is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we have no solar. We do have a small solar generator with some panels. So that'll run, CPAP machines and stuff like that. So we don't have to run generator all night just for a CPAP machine. But I can see where solar is going to be important. We have an inverter, 1,000-watt inverter on board. But the thing is, I can't find the circuit that it powers. So I can turn the inverter on, but I can't find the AC circuit where that is put into use because it's only select circuits on the inverter. Dustin and Leslie, we want to thank y'all for spending your Sunday afternoon with us. We really appreciate your time.
Thanks for having us. Yeah, if you guys have any questions offline, just give us a call.
We certainly will. Again, we're going to probably do this in the next week or so. We want to thank you for helping and everybody in the chat for helping us make a decision on 1,000 Trails. Cool. And since we have decided we're going to do it, we'll see you out there in the 1,000 Trails Park somewhere.
Awesome. Can't wait.
All right, you can get back to your company now. I know y'all having a good time over there together, but we want to thank y'all for being here and safe travels out there, okay?
Thanks,
you too.
We'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
There you go. Dustin and Leslie and Scout. Mel said the inverter only runs the kitchen and bathroom mostly. I know, but I get an indication. I got a very simple inverter. It's a 1,000-watt inverter. There's a 3-light system. There's a button that turns it on, and you got a solid light saying it's inverting. You got a blinking light, a slow blinking light that says it's doing something else, and a quick blinking light that says ignition lockout. So when I turn it on, it says it's inverting. And I have gone through and tested every circuit in the RV, and I can't find one that's powered by 120 through that inverter. Now, what I need to do is go ahead and take my meter out to the inverter and make sure the inverter, even though I'm getting a red light indication that it's inverting, go out there and check the output. We've got an alarm going off somewhere. Go ahead and check the output of the inverter, which is what I hadn't done. That's a very simple test right there. We cannot have two troublemakers on the live stream at the same time. It's Dan the Vintage RVer. We're done with the snow, cold, and wind. Art of Tiny RVing. We are at the NRVTA Schoolhouse now. That's the National RV Training Academy or something of that.
That's what we need to do with your money.
That's what I want to do.
Maybe we can make plans like
it's in Texas, isn't it, Scott? They're all over
Texas,
but I think the one that I'd like to go through is in Texas. It's probably that one you're speaking of, the NRVTA.
Yeah, they're doing a solar class there, and so.
Who is it that does the solar installs? It's not Felix and Jesse, is it? No, it's I can't remember the channel. What's that?
In Athens.
That is something I've really been interested in since I retired, because even though I retired in April and we've been doing a lot of RVing, I find myself way too idle, wanting something to do. And I know that's even if you take the course just to know everything there is to know about your own RV.
About your own RV.
But you can actually go into business, and there's nothing better than to be traveling. You travel with your business and you repair RVs. So your inverter is going off. Yeah, that's my inverter.
That's not our inverter. Hello, Shanna Craft.
Shanna Craft is here. We want to thank her for being here. She dropped us a flower. Loud, yes. The dry campers. That's the folks that do the
okay.
That's what Shanna's telling us there. It's the dry campers. They do the
and Jones into travel.
Ginger says there's an only in Texas. Florida is a different school. Yeah. I'd want to go to the one in Texas. I've heard a lot of great things about it. I've seen some videos where folks went. I've known people that went. Now we know you guys, Scott and Ginger, and Happy Pace Camping. She finally didn't think it was going to stop.
Yeah, and and it was a car that's over there by the tent sites. So
Did you ever hear that joke? The guy goes into a psychiatrist and he goes, Doc, I keep having this reoccurring dream. One night I dream I'm a wigwam. The other night I'm a TP. One night a wigwam. The other night a TP, wigwam, TP, over and over again. And the doctor says, I know what your problem is. You're too tense.
Ta-da!
Boom.
Sad.
Mel
sad.
did ours. I know. I'm pretty sure it's a task
that's
I can
another
do.
thing we need to do by going into 1,000 Trails and getting to a place where Mel and Nettie are. We can put Mel to work.
And Nettie can do your nails.
Yeah, Scott is working as an assistant teacher there until April. Now that's interesting.
Wow,
You could do
that is interesting. So did Scott already go through the course and now
Well,
he's
I guess.
signed on as an assistant
I
teacher?
hate to think that he was.
Or did the Marine Corps just train him on RVs? I doubt that. Big
But anyway,
green RVs.
big green
Big green
RVs.
RVs.
Excuse me. No, we would not put Mel to work, and we are looking forward to seeing you guys the end of April. We will be there.
Well, I know that solar is something I could undertake.
Okay.
It's just a matter. It's almost like 1,000 Trails. It's a matter of because I can save
Pulling the
thousands of dollars in install by doing it myself.
Sure.
And of course, I would know the workmanship, the quality of the workmanship, because I did it myself, which is one of the reasons I really enjoy doing things myself. I'm capable, and I can look back on the job and say, bingo, I know where that wire goes, and I know how it got there,
Mm-hmm.
and I know how it's sealed off, and it's dressed up, and, you know, instead of turning a bunch of money over to somebody who's going to jackleg the job for you. So,
Yeah.
not saying that Mel would, not saying that Dry Campers
No.
would, but
you want to be Ricky's. He's got to put his hands on a lot. So.
yeah,
Foreverland RV. Better late
Foreverland,
than
they
never.
are home.
Yes.
They have made it home. Check out their videos.
I don't know why Extreme Elements timed them out for 2 minutes.
What?
I don't know.
Sorry, I was away. Miss Box Van D had some questions. Well, don't forget Box Van D tonight at 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Coming
And-
up right after us is Nettie and BB3.
Well, they come on at 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock Eastern.
No, 5 o'clock Central Time. So you got an hour.
So they come on, okay, because that was the hour that Nursing Our Travel Bug would always come on. They came on right after us at 4
Right.
o'clock
And
Central.
then came
Came BB and Nettie.
Murder Mystery Haunted History.
Murder Mystery Haunted History. Also, what is, my goodness gracious. I need some Prevagen. I need to take Prevagen.
Yeah.
Travis and Yanai.
Yeah, they come on.
What channel is that? They come on at 6, I think. Travis.
Dream on Wheels.
Dream
I
on
think.
Wheels, exactly. Travis and Yanai, they're on tonight, Sunday night. So make sure you check
Pop
that
in on
out.
them. Mhm.
And Mel and Eddie says yes, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time on the Murder Mystery Haunted History. I want to take this time right now to thank our members. We have a couple of new members since last we spoke. And we want to thank those members. And they are James Cantonese is a deckhand with RV Underway. Thrifty Angela is a deckhand with RV Underway. Idle Cruises, a navigator with RV Underway. That is Phil and Idle Cruises, Phil and
Sandy.
Sandy. Phil and Sandy.
Yep.
D from Foreverland RV. We'll throw Chief in there too. They are navigator level members of RV Underway. Johnny's Journey is a deckhand with RV Underway. Over the Hill RV is a navigator level member of RV Underway. Avenger RV Adventure Steve is a deckhand with RV Underway. And again, we're not telling you to join, but if it's something you feel like doing, there's a join button now available at RV Underway. And we want to thank all of our members who help us out with a little bit.
Yep.
And it goes a long way. And it just helps pay for junk paraphernalia, making videos and things like that. There's always something you got to do. And one of the things that I do the most is trying to keep up with all the fees that you pay. For Adobe Audition, I pay a monthly fee just to be able to use Photoshop, Premiere, and all of their elements and stuff, which is a tool that I learned in the TV business, and I use Premiere to do our editing.
Yeah. Van Life with Gina is here.
Van Life with Gina.
Yeah.
Wow, it's good to see you.
It's good to see
She
you.
always has great live streams.
Yes, she does.
She has excellent live streams. Make sure you check out her live streams and her videos. And when she goes live, she clicks that go live button, and all of a sudden that count goes up. Boom, there's 50, there's 60, there's 80, there's 90, there's 100 folks. It's like Johnny's Journey.
Oh,
it's like
gosh.
watching them. They just flock in there.
And Mr. Roboto is here.
Mr. Roboto, shipmate, good to see you. Proud that you're here as well. Really proud for everybody dropping by on this Sunday afternoon. We had a great discussion about 1,000 Trail memberships. And with the help of Dustin and Leslie Wagner.
And
I'm sorry.
you guys.
Yeah, you guys too. But I'm sorry that some of y'all missed the interview we had with Dustin and Leslie. But we talked about 1,000 Trail memberships. And me and Miss Barbara are going to make a decision on which we buy. We have made the decision. We are going with 1,000 Trails. Now it's what package, new or used, what add-ons, things like that. We have to make that decision now.
Mr. Roboto is going to be at Sigsbee the end of March.
He told me that. I saw a post the other day.
We were supposed to be here until the end of March, but we have an obligation that we have to go home and take care of. So we're going to do that. So we're going to miss the end of March.
I'm almost ready to pick up the phone and go, I'm just not going to make it, Teacher, I don't feel good. I'm not going to make it.
Well, it's hard once you get here to want to leave.
Mr. Roboto is coming down to Sigsbee, which is where we are now. And we've got just a few minutes left. Again, we want to thank all of you folks for dropping by.
Yes,
Gina, thank you for being here. Johnny's Journey, Mel and Nettie, Mr. Roboto, Van Life.
Gina.
Ginger and Scott from Jarhead and Ginger, and also RV Keto with Ginger. That's her new channel. Mel, Nettie.
Diane.
Ford Man, a.k.a. Kenneth Oaks is here. Oh, has he? Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't say hello earlier.
Angela. I mean, there's so many
Thrifty
guys
Angela
here,
is here.
So
Felix and Jesse is here.
Diana from
Susan from New Horizons. Diana from
It's About Time.
About Time Now. Check out their latest video. They go through about 12 models of RVs at the Tampa RV show and show you the features of the RVs. A great walkthrough video for some RVers. And they cover one of the cutest little RVs I've ever seen, the Barefoot.
Oh, yes.
Remember the Barefoot?
Yes, I do.
She
and
does an inside and outside.
She loved it.
I know. James Cantonese, thank you for being here. Appreciate that, brother. We hope you're able to dig out tomorrow. I think he said he's going to dig out tomorrow. Ford Man, a.k.a. Kenneth Oaks, been listening and watching in the background the whole time. Thank you, Kenneth. Appreciate that. Johnny's Journey, good live, guys. Have a great week. Thank you, Johnny, for being here. Mr. Roboto, I will send you a
direct message.
Okay. Sigsbee, he did. That's what it was. He had some check-in questions about Sigsbee.
So
we'll talk
7
to
days
offline.
a week until 3:30 in the afternoon, and they will take you directly to where they want you to be.
Yeah, you just check in and have your registration for your vehicles and
registration, insurance, and your ID card.
Yeah, and your ID card, and they'll take a little golf cart and lead you right to your site and back you right in. Look, I want to thank everybody for being here. Glad I was able to catch at least a few minutes of the show. Everyone have a great day. Thank you, Happy Place Camping. We certainly appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you, Living the Silver Life and Char of Hearts. Hey, dear, how you doing? Proud to see you. Look, we got to go. Our time is up, but we want to thank you for helping us make that decision about 1,000 Trails. And from Key West, I'm Ricky.
And I'm Barbara.
Together we're RV Underweight. Until we see you again, fair winds and following seas. Y'all stay safe and pray for Larry and Alice.
Please do.
Of Downsizing Makes Sense.
Good night, everybody.